You want to make a comment? Comment?
I think it's ready. Nice to see you folks in here. So all right, so I went to some user groups on, I don't know where it was. Reddit? I don't have a Reddit account. I just observe on there. And I don't mean to say reach around on. I did some research around it. It's been a long couple days. And I'm going to get on voice, by the way, in just a moment on 40 meter. I was just looking for Delaware on 80 meter. Anyways, I don't know if you care, but I did figure out a workaround for my problem. It has to do with my Stream Deck. So I have to shut my Stream Deck off, do all my configurations. My configurations are setting up the chat overlay, changing so you guys see Sonobus in there. That's the input for that. Also going through the, what else? I have to set up the weather channel perimeters. Nice to see you in there, Pat. It's still raining hard here in Southern California. Actually, we didn't get any rain yesterday. So I think I got a workaround. It's not right, but a couple people had the same problem I had. They tried reinstalling and uninstalling and reinstalling the Stream Deck, and that's not the issue. It's the software doesn't want to interact. Did I see Dustin in there? No, it was Sean I saw in there. So I guess I didn't get on. Somebody's calling me. I guess somebody's having a little fun here. You are here, see? Nice. Nice photo, by the way. May I share that? I guess nobody's going to be in Sonobus tonight, unless Sean wants to be. Let me see here. You guys are just rude. And Dustin, hopefully I can show this picture if it's up to you. Share away. Okay. A little bit of a delay there. So this is, it looks like a beam of some sort. By the way, it looks like nice weather there. A lot nicer weather than we have here in the Southern California area. Man, that's going to take on some wind there, isn't it? Nice looking antenna. I'm guessing you have a rotor on that thing somewhere. I can't see it, but I'm sure you probably do. Looks like that's it right there. Nice, dude. I wish I had that set up. And I'm not kidding. Hello from the Caribbean, where it's probably nice and warm. It's cold here for Southern California. And you guys know you can put in your weather by, what is it? Apostrophe, weather, space, your city. Just like this. Obviously you don't have to put in Chino because that's the city I am at. I can't afford that. What are you talking about? It's not about affording stuff. So it's 54 degrees here in Southern California. All right. 74 on Christmas. I talked to my sister actually in Highlands Ranch. My antenna's still down because we're expecting the Santa Ana winds tomorrow. The Santa Ana winds. I do see voices here. This is a good sign. Would love to make a contact with you folks here on 40 meters if you're close. I think I'm going to do Envez. 75 in St. Vincent. That's perfect. Vincent, sorry. Welcome aboard. Nice to see you. How did you find us? So what's the VP2EI? And I'm still suffering from my cold here, so bear with me. Ooh. Maybe I don't see voices. Maybe it's just noise. That ain't good. Well, the way I look at California is I've been thrown in the water, so I've heated up with the water. That's the only reason why I can afford it. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not. There's some contacts here. Nice. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like button. That's the only thing I'm going to ask for on this live stream. And your help, of course, because I suck. I'm not very good at ham radio. I'm an amateur. All right, I'm going to try to make some contacts. Oh, Adam's upset. You know, Adam, when I put you in my phone, Adam's one of the few people that have my personal phone number. There's a couple other people in there that do have it. I overwrote a coworker named Adam with the same last name. So go figure.
This is Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf is the frequency in use.
I got noise there. I got some noise here, man. Go to 251. Really? I already got my jammer here. That wasn't.
This is Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf is the frequency in use.
Yeah, I got you in there. K0 Bravo Fox.
Hey, excellent. Now I can get
I got a confirmed contact on 40 meters today.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, this is a different wire antenna that I'm using tonight. I had to take down my original fan dipole because that big old beam took its residence. We'll get you in the logbook. K6EGG, K0 Bravo Fox.
You faded halfway through that, but so when are you going to talk to me on that setup you got there?
That's a 2015 and 10. 2015 and 10. We'll say hello to you up on 20 meters.
All right, I got you in the logbook on whatever this is, 40 meters. So I'll move over to 20 and see if I can get you. I doubt it, but I'm going to give it a shot. K6EGG, K0BF, QSY.
I doubt it if I'm going to be hearing anybody. I doubt if I'm going to be able to hear anybody. Nice. Good to hear. Dude, how close are you getting to your license?
Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf is the frequency in use.
I might be able to hear his voice booming into Southern California tonight. We'll see. I still want to talk some network stuff, but I want to get some contacts out of the way. And please don't take it the wrong way, but I'm trying to get my worked all QRZ days. Yeah, it's nice to have you in the chat. I don't remember seeing you in the chat before, sir.
K0 Bravo Foxtrot. I got you a 43. 43. Do you got a copy in Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf? Okay, if you hear me, just Just give me a signal reading. Signal reading only. I had you in there for a moment. That's enough for a log for me.
40 is long. I was getting main on FT8. Trust me, I get it. That's weird. I am not seeing. Let's take a look here. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. I'm about 3.5 seconds delayed. All right. Well, hey,
I'm putting you in the logbook. I think that's enough for a contact, as far as I'm concerned. And I hear some noise on here. I think it's because of my antenna being down. All right. 7-3, K6EGG.
Let's see if I can make a couple more on 40. The other thing, I want to look and see if Frank is still live streaming. Oh, shit. That's some wild sounds going on in there. Somebody's messing with me. What's Frank's call letters? I'm spacing. I don't think I... He was going to do a live stream tonight. He's not showing up. I guess he must be done. No. What's Frank's call sign? KN6. I'm not seeing him on my YouTube. There it is. I thought he was giving something away. I don't have audio. Great.
I won a radio contest call in on that song. I forget what the question was, but I won it.
And
maybe 35 years ago.
And Cyber Jason, that is hilarious.
Some sync problems there. I don't know if that's on my side.
Setup that I'm using. No, I didn't even think about that. And
hey, Bomb is let's
see here.
You can.
He's got 67 people watching. That's pretty good. I gotta say.
We sort of lost him.
You can block Jason.
Oh, now we totally lost
Bomb
him.
is his
Tim's been franked again. Tim's been franked again.
It happens. It's okay. It's all right.
I know. I'm gonna get it Wednesday.
I don't know what they're talking
Frank,
about
that's
here.
not me that does that. It's your internet connection.
Right.
Somebody turned on the microwave at your house and your wireless blinks out.
So Radio Brotherhood, Tim, that needs to be one word. Exclamation mark.
I'm not giving anything away.
One word.
I'm too cheap for that. I don't want to deal with that, to be honest with you.
Great. Capital C, capital O.
Collins is typing upside down again.
Well, he is upside down. So. Hi, Greg. We have Egg Pro in chat.
Pamela's here too. I haven't seen her for a while. Hi, Pamela.
Hi, Pamela.
So
they're not talking about much.
I have what's his name's gone.
That's it.
Josh was in here, and I was on Josh's 10,000K giveaway stream. And we joke about Mike is being called Kevin because his call sign kind of looks like Kevin if you quickly look at it.
Yep.
And then Lou Hyken and Hammond was in we had him in there, and those two guys very, very close resemblance. Like they could be related. Well, the funny thing is when on Josh's stream, he had a gentleman. I didn't know the guy's name, but I looked at him for like 20 minutes. He was dressed up as Santa, and I swear to God, it was Lou. It looked like it was Lou. It had the same half glasses. And
do what I just did.
Like, holy cow!
Please.
Hold on. I got to do this. Keep talking.
Yeah, and then at some point he got out of costume and came back. He got out of there before I got a chance to get his name and his call sign. But now there's like three of you guys that look like you could all be related.
I don't know who Frank's related to.
You guys are all cousins or brothers or something.
All right. Hopefully this does not crash the internet when I do this.
All right. I thought something big was going on. So hold on. I'm getting back on the radio. I gotta reset. When I take a feed in like that, can't go directly. I'll explain another time. So let's make some contacts on 40 meters. John, maybe the band's shortening up as the night goes on. I mean, it's only been 20 minutes. Sean, nice to see you in there. That's a SEAN, Sean.
This is Kilo 6, Echo Golf Golf. Is the frequency in use?
I didn't enter. I never enter those things. He's got a lot of people watching. I got to hand it to him tonight. Somebody's effing with me. $60, that's almost a record for me. But you're right. I guess you got to give away something. You got to, what's the word I'm looking for?
This is Kilo 6, Echo Golf Golf, calling CQ 40 meters from Chino, California, outside of Los Angeles. Once again, this is Kilo 6, Echo Golf Golf, calling CQ 40 meters from Chino, California.
What's going on, brother?
This is Kilo 6, Echo Golf Golf, calling CQ 40 meters from Chino, California.
My throat's super sore, so it's freezing up on me. That is true. And I'm sure there's people with multiple accounts watching. So once hell freezes over, I'll give away something. Maybe at 100,000 subs if I ever get that far. Colin's not even in here. He's watching that stream. He's normally upside down on my stream. What's going on, dude? I don't know if you're getting this weather we're getting here. I mean, it's getting cold for California, the People's Republic.
This is Kilo 6, Echo Golf Golf, calling CQ 40 meters from Chino, California, outside of Los Angeles. Once again, this is Kilo 6, Echo Golf Golf, calling CQ 40 meters from Chino, California.
Anybody on the same frequency listening to that? Yeah, and just to keep in mind, my antenna's like 6 feet above the ground, but I still made a contact on 2 bands with dust in there. No copy. I'm not making it. That was you? Although, I would love to make a voice contact with you.
Juliet 8 India Hotel. Do you have a copy on Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf?
I might want to go put up my antenna. But we're supposed to get some wind tonight with the storm. Can anybody else hear him? Dude, I would love to make a voice contact with you because I don't think I have a voice contact with you. I wish the band was in better shape. All right, I'm going to try again.
This is Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf calling CQ 40 meters from Chino, California, outside of Los Angeles. Once again, this is Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf calling CQ 40 meters.
I notched everything I could out of that, but...
This is Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf calling CQ 40, 40 meters from Chino, California, outside of Los Angeles. Once again, this is Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf calling CQ one last time before I go to 20 meters again. On 40 meters calling CQ. All right, K6EGG QSY 14283.
I seriously doubt if I can hear you, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf.
Yeah. This sucks. Last year during this time, it was really good. It's unfortunate. We can all live through it.
This is Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf calling CQ 20 meters from Chino, California.
Can anybody else hear him? It was very good last year around this time. I picked up a ton of subscribers too. Make a contact with them, Dustin, if you can.
This is Kilo 6 Echo Golf Golf calling CQ 40 meters, CQ 20 meters from Chino, California.
Even if I had my antenna up all the way, I doubt if it would work. But hey, it's worth a try, right? You never know. I didn't think I'd be able to hear Dustin in there. He's coming through a little bit, and I didn't hear him give me the signal report, but it's enough for me. I got you in the logbook 2 times today. And this, we could take a look here. Yeah, dude, I would love to get you on. So I have you on 15, 60, 10, 40, and 20. Can you do 12 meters there legally? So I don't have you on 17 as well. That'd be a good DXCC to get on voice. We'll definitely have to try another night. So 40 and 20. So that would get me to 8. That would get me to... That was yesterday. So I would get me to 9 and 10. 15, I'm almost there. Sweet. I don't think I have you on 80, right? Do I have you on 80? And I did get my star for 80. No, I don't have you on 80. Interesting. I hear big voices on 40.
K6ODI.
K6ODI.
Mike, can you give line 68 a call? I'm on here. Alpha 8 Oscar, Daniel, it is your turn. K6ODI relay.
Wow. Dustin, he's got a big one. All right, I'm going to go to 8 meter FT8. Let me send this in because I would love to make a contact with you.
Yeah, it's working. Hang on, you're interfering with a call. Alpha 8 Oscar, do it again, Dan.
Do it again, Dan. We need you there, Dan. You wanted me to go on the standard frequency, 3.573. We're not going to have any Seth tonight, and I want to talk about maybe some network stuff again. See you in Texas. Are you running odd or even? Were you around last night, Nate? I think you were, weren't you? You're on this 920. 920. I don't see you in here yet. This will be a new DXCC for me on another band. He's even. Okay, so then I'm in the right spot. I'm going to throw my call out, see if you hear me. You see him, Nate? Now we're talking about VPN stuff and tail scale and all that stuff. I don't understand all that stuff. I don't want a complex because I don't know what the F I'm doing. But I wanted to set up the new 7300 over at my sister-in-law's house up in Phelan in the high desert, mainly because they're away from the noise. Although I've never went up there and tried a ham radio. So I want to go up there with my 891 with my vertical antenna and give it a shot and see how the band is up there. Then I'll make an assessment if I plan on doing a live stream up there. Or I'll probably do a live stream testing it out. Then I'll do an assessment that'll be my assessment if I want to put up the antenna up there, the remote station. But I needed a way to VPN back into my home network here so I can talk to that radio without having a big footprint in their house. Yeah, I'm only 100 watts myself. I don't think people are seeing you in Vegas either, which is about 275 miles away. Of course, I just moved my transmit. And I already got him on 80, and he's calling me back. Where is V26K from? I don't know where that's at. Caribbean? Wait a minute. That's a USA address. Somewhere in the Caribbean. Rhode Island. It seems like I'm not making it past the Mississippi River, which is, well, this might be. I did. Everybody's still alive, it seems like. You never know these days. Nice to see you in there, Cam, and I think I lost them. Tail scale is great use that a ton of my own, yeah. Jason, I've been lazy lately, although I've been sick. I haven't been doing my walking or anything. COVID's still floating around? Yeah, we got a wall somewhere east. Maybe that storm that's, no, that storm's way east. All right, I'm going to break off from this dude. He's killing me. I had a little bit of chills the other night. That has since passed, and now it's just cough and tiredness. I feel better than I did yesterday, so I think tomorrow I'll feel a little bit better. I'll probably feel about normal. I'm about 75% normal. My voice is not as hoarse. 80 meters is not too good right now. My head is killing me, though. All right, I'm going to go. Ooh. I'm going to go to 40 here. $40 seemed to be better earlier. I've seen Puerto Rico on here. What is this? Oh, I got him confirmed on 10 now. Yeah, I don't know if you're around the night I made the contact with him. It's in one of my shorts. I had talked to him offline a handful of times. I need one more county in Maine, by the way. Looks like the band's kind of long. I'm surprised. Usually when 40's pretty good, 80 follows along, but 80 hasn't been opening up till about 8 o'clock my time. Yeah, he helped out a lot of people in the hobby. I'm gonna TX even. Really? I need to get my antenna up, bro. I can't right now, though. As soon as the storm passes, which I believe it is passing as we speak, we're due for some Santa Ana winds, which causes fires normally. It's really up to you, because sometimes with that low signal, you'll pop through. It depends on how bad you really want that contact. I tried 3 or 4 times. A lot of the same people are on FT8 constantly, so you might have a chance to get them again. Yeah. Definitely starting to see a sense of changing the guard. So yeah, this will blow out by tonight. There goes Las Vegas. It looks like Summerlin might be getting a little bit of snow there almost. Right on the edge. Red Rock is definitely getting it up there. Yeah, it's probably about 10, 15 miles away there. So this will blow up by tomorrow or tonight. And we're supposed to get some 20, 25 mile an hour winds. Oh, now you come in here. But have fun with it, man. I like it because I can mind numb and just do whatever. Tomorrow's temperature forecast to be warmer than today. Oh, look at that sad ham I got there in 40. I don't get New Hampshire very often on 40, so I might as well go ahead and get them. Find a nice clear spot to transmit. Yeah, move around your transmit. If they're not getting you, you might be going over somebody. And I remember I was in the, you know where it is, the 24-hour fitness there in Summerlin. I've been in that parking lot when it was snowing. I came out, I'm like, what are they doing here? Yeah, so looks like, you know what? We're not going to get too bad a wind. And that was in March, I remember. It's like it's going to rain for another, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think it'll rain all these days. I don't want it to rain these 2 days. This day is not too big of a deal. This day I do. Not making a contact with New Hampshire. I'm going to move TX. I do not have a contact with this guy. Got a nice setup, nice lighting. It's an ex-recording engineer. What is that, a euphonics? That's a hell of a tower there. No snow here. A lot of rain. It's got a nice setup. I don't think I'm going to make a contact with them, though. We get a lot of rain, just not as much as they thought, but up in the mountains, it kind of messed up some stuff. I'll probably be able to get Idaho. We're getting melted snow here. And the good thing is all of our reservoirs are back up to 100%, and we're getting snow in the Northern California where the runoff goes into reservoirs as well. So that will be good for our spring and summer next year. So we should be set. We shouldn't be in a drought again for the third or fourth straight year. You getting snow up there right now, Terry? Those Lake Mead videos. Lake Mead video. Oh. Is it Lake Mead? Oh, yeah. Well, Lake Mead was low. Lake Mead is a weird... So, Lake Mead's a weird thing. I've heard it explained to me a couple different ways. So there's a couple states that siphon off the Colorado River that they had water rights before. And John, you probably know about this. Water rights upstream, and sometimes they don't release the reservoir water, and then they release the reservoir water upstream. And what's the other? Lake Powell? There's another lake up there that's a natural reservoir, and then they just release the water so another state can siphon off of, and then they act like they didn't get enough water and that Vegas is causing the trouble, even though a lot of the Vegas water is water table water, I believe, if I'm correct, or wells. Now I'm getting to you guys. So I want to get this guy in Oklahoma, Sean, and then I thought I got you, just got you. So am I explaining this right, John? You're in that, I don't want to give you away, but you understand all that stuff. Did I sort of explain it right? So people always say they'll base the drought on how far down Lake Mead is, and that's not exactly a good way to, I don't know. I did? I thought I got you. I got you in my log. You showed up. You left me hanging. You disappeared. I don't know if it necessarily deals with money more than power. I'm just trying to a whole another circuit with you again. But not as much. I mean, Vegas is not a big city. People don't realize that. There's a lot of little cities that yank a lot of water off that, including California cities downstream. That feeds the whole Imperial Valley where I want to get a contact at. And dude, I am never going to Lake Mead again in July. Oh my goodness. 115 degrees with 85% humidity and no breeze. Oh my goodness. It was literally a sauna. I remember we tried, so there was a food court thing or something, and we tried to eat in there, and everybody was hanging out in there. People were passed out, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm like, well, let's just go eat in a car. And we paid the park and the parking structure, and I thought it would be nice and cool in there. It was still 120 degrees. It was like an oven, and we had to end up moving, get the car moving. I don't know if you were around, John, when I did my my 2-state, 1-park POTA adventure there. I would love to do that again in a better place. And Nate, are you in there?
I am here.
With your nice sounding mic. We're all groundwater here. Yep. It's not hell. It's not. You're right. And Nate, I don't know if you've ever been to Vegas. It's not just Vegas. It's outside of Vegas. It's pretty brutal.
Out in the desert, yeah.
I love it. I wish I had all day to spend up in Red Rock. I plan on going there again. I don't know when, but it was. I wish I could have just sat there and watched the clouds move. In fact, I went back and rolled back one of my videos and like sped up the video like 16% or whatever it was, and you could see the clouds, not the clouds, but the shadows of the clouds silhouetting across the screen in the background. Oh, amazing. I love the desert. Like pictures like this. My wife doesn't like the desert. The other thing I like about the desert is driving back in the early morning hours, right when the sun's starting to rise. Especially when it's like super clear. And you get a lot of that in the Mojave Desert, which the high desert mainly is, in between here and Las Vegas. Nate, have you ever driven across the desert? He's got to unmute probably. Or not. He gone. You in here, dude? Might have lost you. Yeah, desert is a very interesting, unforgiving place. But I like it. It has a lot of, I don't know, like I can, like driving to Vegas, I don't know, I get in like a little bit of a trance. I love that drive. Although the last time I drove it, I was not feeling good. The early sun behind you lights up. Yeah. Even when I fly back from like Atlanta or something in the morning, and we're usually going over, like if I take an 8 a.m. flight with a changeover, whatever, getting out of Atlanta, whatever, 8 o'clock in the morning, I generally am over Arizona by about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. What's up, Jason? And you get the same kind of effect flying over the Grand Canyon. It's pretty cool. So I always sit on the right side of the plane with a window seat. Because generally you fly just a little bit south of, I don't know if you guys heard that, south of the Grand Canyon. Todd, nice to see you in there. Everybody's jumping in here tonight. Sean, you in the Sonobus as well? It's not going so well. Let me restart my Sonobus real quick. Go ahead, caller. I guess we don't have them. Thought I heard someone breathing there, but I guess it was more. What? What's up there, K6EGG? Welcome aboard. Yeah, I love the desert. I'll probably end up there. My grandfather liked the desert. He ended up moving to Bullhead City, which I don't want to move to Bullhead City.
No way, man.
No way, no desert for you?
Not Bullhead City.
No. It's a little bit...
Yeah, if you like wind and lightning, go over to Bullhead.
I don't mind wind. Actually, I kind of like wind, but I don't know. There's something about the desert I've always enjoyed. And when I was younger, we drove through the desert a handful of times. I remember driving through, like, we went to the Grand Canyon, then drove through New Mexico. And New Mexico is beautiful, but there's not a lot of infrastructure for me that I would probably like. Vegas has got a mix of everything. They got everything there, every restaurant you can think of. And in 5 or 10 miles, I can be in the middle of nowhere.
That's right. Or Northern Arizona. I like Northern Arizona.
I do.
Or far Southern Arizona.
I don't mind Tucson. Actually, a friend of the channel used to live in Tucson. He ended up moving. I don't know if you remember seeing Dakota. I wouldn't say I spent a lot of time in Tucson back in the day, but I did go out there a little bit for college games, and I always try to get on the ones in September because you get the monsoon rains busting through there. And it was beautiful. I had one night we're staying at this, they put us up in this Marriott resort thing up on top of this hill, way out of my league. But I had a view of the city out my balcony, and I went to the bar and grabbed some wine and shut off all my lights and just sat in the what do you call it? The foyer, not the foyer, but the I want to say lanai, but it's not. But I went and sat on the deck there, and they had lightning and thunderstorms in the distance that eventually moved towards us, and it was like just lighting up the sky right at sunset. Ordered some food in and just watched the show all night. It was beautiful. Love that stuff. You don't get that stuff in California.
I like getting up early in the morning when I have to drive across the desert. Love seeing the purple skies coming up.
You get the silhouette of the sun rising.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what part. I think you might have missed that. That's exactly what I said. And John mentioned, because he lives in the Vegas area, that you get the sun to the back of you. When you're driving from Vegas to California, and man, it is beautiful, especially in this time of year when it's not raining, because it's usually super clear and the skies kind of get scrubbed out from these rainstorms.
Yep.
So you're kind of breaking up there a little bit. I'm gonna have to add.
Yeah, you were too.
I'm gonna have to add a little bit of. We had about 10 milliseconds here. Oops. So how about there? You there?
Oh yeah.
No, you're still doing it. Usually you're the most solid one.
Hey, you're breaking up on my side too. Let me close it out and start it back.
Okay. He gone. Is your headset Bluetooth? No, it's not. And when you do wear Bluetooth headsets, so Bluetooth doesn't operate at the same bit rate that like the computer does. Like you got to set your bit rate accordingly on here, the sample rate. 4,800 or 48,000. Generally, I think like Bluetooth headsets are in the 38 range. Someone would have to correct me if I'm wrong. You there? Nate's back.
I am. I had to reboot.
Everybody's saying, so do you guys want to, are you guys network guys? I know Sean's not.
No way, man.
I can talk tail scale.
I got a couple messages from folks that were like, oh, you don't want to do that, what I was talking about. I'm pretty simple about this stuff because I don't understand it. I just want to pass through. I mean, I haven't been hacked.
Yeah, the nice thing about tail scale is that you don't have to open firewall ports. It does what's called NAT traversal. So you have your internal IP address, 192 or 10 or whatever that is. And then you have your
You gotta speak
IPs. Up. And
there you go.
There we go. It handles that traversal through the firewall for you, so you don't have to port forward. You're not opening up your firewall to the outside. Yeah, WireGuard's another protocol. It's Tailscale's based on WireGuard. So
I don't, you missed you weren't around last night, but
no, I wasn't.
I guess to have it on a network. And Colin was freaking out last night because the angry New Jerseyan mentioned said tail scale probably about, and I'm not exaggerating, it might have been over 75 times. Colin, you could probably agree upon that. Anyways, to have like a VPN tunnel into your home network, you'd have to have a PC running or a computer running 24/7. So
with tail scale. So if you wanted to put a radio, I think you said at your sister's house or sister-in-law, who was it?
Yes.
You would have to have something there running the tail scale client full time. Whether it was a Raspberry Pi, a small computer, or something that has network access to that radio.
And that, Cam, I'm going to get to that in a second. So what I was thinking of is that to get funneled back into my network.
Correct.
Without,
you would have the tail scale client installed on your computer. And basically what happens is those two computers create a virtual network between themselves real time.
So I can't put, so, okay, let me take a step back.
Okay.
So my plan was, sorry, my camera's out of focus. Getting I just ordered a little router. I space it on the model number. It's a travel router that you could put tail scale in. I was going to put that tail scale in there with my client information that would remote back into my network.
So, okay, if that router will run tail scale for you,
yes,
all you would need to do is install the tail scale client on your computer at home, in your MacBook, whatever you're going to use to access that radio. And then it will, you don't have to open any ports on your firewall at home. You don't have to open any ports on the firewall on the other end where the radio is going to sit. But those two clients, because you're on the same account or same virtual network through Tailscale, will make the connection for you directly.
And I was going to make I asked the Angry New Yorker about this. I don't think he's watching because he's out of town. I was going to put a Raspberry Pi here into my network to create a node for the network. Would that make sense?
That would be fine if you needed to access your home network from outside without opening any ports, right? So if you were at work and you wanted to FT8 from your radio at home,
correct,
you could get into your radio at home through that Tailscale connection.
So having those credentials in that router that's at so I'd get what I want to do is get a travel router, plug it into my sister-in-law's router, and then plug the 7300, the new 7300 into that router, into the travel router that's plugged into their home router, which I don't want to mess with at all. Would that get me tunneled back into my home network without doing any port?
Yeah.
Okay.
At a very basic level, yes.
That is basic is good because I am an idiot. I know a little bit.
It's complex in how it works, but at a very simple level, it will allow you to create a connection from your house to the network where the radio will sit at your sister-in-law's house without touching any firewall rules, opening any ports, any of that stuff.
The only always on device needs to be at the radio.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So that travel router,
yeah,
will always have to be on, is what he's saying.
That's on the other side. Yeah. Because I'm going to plug into that. So what I'll do is they have a Spectrum router, which I don't want to mess with because those routers are.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah. I mess with my parents and I'm like, I know enough that I know how to adjust things and whatever else, right? So I didn't want to mess with it. And they said they didn't want me to mess with it, which I don't blame them. I said there's a way I could just plug something else into it and then it will assign all the stuff and route the signal back over to my house. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't know. What's that?
I was just going to say the nice thing about having, so I saw a comment in chat there from Chuck about not needing a router, but just a device there. And that's true. Putting the radio behind that router, though, is going to basically add another network behind your sister-in-law's network that you're going to be using their internet connection, but you won't be technically not, the radio will not sit on the same network as the rest of their stuff in their house.
And I won't have to open up any ports for that, correct?
Correct. That's the whole point of Tailscale. Tailscale uses what's called a coordination server to determine what ports to use on both ends, and it creates the connection. It negotiates the connection for you.
That's wild.
It is. It's. I've used it for a while. I used Tailscale for a while. There's a couple other products out there that are very similar to Tailscale. My home router will actually support WireGuard natively, so I eliminated Tailscale and I just come directly into my own network. But Tailscale was great. No complaints.
I don't think my Netgear does that. I think my Netgear only does. I'm spacing on OpenVPN.
Yeah, a little. Probably, I wouldn't say it's as great as using WireGuard or using something like Tailscale.
But I'm looking online right now, my router. Are you having any issues? Tailscale's been great. I'm spacing on the name of it. I just ordered it. Hold on. I'm looking at something else real quick. So I think the only VPN service is it says, and I don't know, I could probably just, the only VPN service, it just says OpenVPN. So I don't know if I could put something else on there or what.
That would require that you open ports, right? You're opening ports directly on your router to the outside.
I do, and I have a DNS server.
So if you were to use Tailscale and even put, say, a Raspberry Pi or whatever on your internal network, or you have a computer internally on your network that you want to run the Tailscale client on, you can use that as a way to access your local network remotely without having open ports on the firewall.
This is what I got here. I don't know if you're in the super secret. If not, it will show up on your screen in about 2 seconds. If not, it has already.
I see it.
This is what Seth is running. I guess you can put in Tailscale into this. So I was going to put this over my in-laws' house. I don't know what side would go into their network, their LAN or
the WAN.
The WAN part
side would go into their network.
So that would be like dirty network.
Yeah, that's basically like you plugging into the internet. You're just crossing their network to get to it.
So it looks like WireGuard will do about 300 megabits. That's faster than OpenVPN.
Yeah.
I think that's internal though, right? The mesh network?
A mesh network, yeah, that's going to be like multiple access points to create a better, broader coverage of Wi-Fi.
So yeah, that's the plan. So I discussed him maybe helping me with a Pi-Star. I don't want to like put one together because I suck. I don't know if there's any put together Pi-Stars with network adapters built into them or whatever. But I would put that at the house here, plug that into my router, and that will create the node, correct?
The Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi?
Raspberry Pi,
You can do a Raspberry Pi with running Tailscale on it.
That's what I want to do. And then I'll probably shut down if that works good, I'll probably shut down my DNS server because I won't need it at that point.
No. If you're using like a dynamic DNS to have a host name to access your home network, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You won't need that.
Forwarded address.
Yeah.
And I close down on my ports.
Yes.
The only thing is, do I need to be... Does that affect like my Google? I have like the thermostats and stuff. Does that mess with any of that stuff?
Not at all. Those are just still going to connect to your Wi-Fi and connect out to the internet.
So I don't think
Raspberry Pi just becomes a internal computer that you're accessing remotely to access the rest of your network.
You're about to add 200 plus points of network security by yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Cam.
It's kind of what I want to do.
Much more secure.
Because I've had some DOS attacks, but I think everybody gets those.
Oh yeah,
But
I sit and watch my home router, and I've got regional blocks for a handful of more than a handful of countries, and I would say China is probably the biggest offender. I'm blocking.
Did you just say China? China?
China.
China.
At least a dozen attempted connects on well-known ports for different services every minute.
Yeah, Colin, I think you can upload the client to it. The only thing I have issues with my Quest. I don't know what that is. I'm not a network person, so I understand basic stuff. So, all right, I don't know if you know how does it work. So when I plug in that little router to my in-laws router, is that like on a different subnet?
It's basically like plugging your router into the internet, right? You're going to have a firewall between their network and the radio. It's going to create another little network on the backside of that travel router. Just as if you were at a hotel, right? You plug that into a wired connection at a hotel. It's basically creating a secure network on the backside of it that the radio will connect to, and then it will create a secure connection directly between that travel router and any other Tailscale client that you have on your virtual Tailscale network. So if you have your laptop with you at work and you have that travel router at your sister-in-law's, you've got a Raspberry Pi running at home, you can access anything on both of those two networks at the same time.
So the exit node's on my side, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So
At
that router will become an exit node into that network at your sister-in-law's house. And then you will have another exit node at your house, that Raspberry Pi, that will let you access things on your home network.
So this says that the GLI network routers are not yet available as an exit node. Interesting.
So it says that you can allows the router to join the Tailscale virtual network, allowing you to access it remotely. Interesting. So things on the backside of that travel router would be able to connect with other Tailscale clients or exit nodes, but you would not be able to exit back into that network on the backside of that GLI net router.
Well, if it's in my network, then I don't need to get back into the network.
Well, that's the one you're putting at your sister-in-law's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. what that's saying is you will not be able to exit out the backside of that router into the network.
Into their network?
Into your radio that you want to put there.
Oh, so it won't work the way I want it to.
I don't think so. Not the way that that's reading.
You don't need to have an exit node to access the subnet on the other end. That's what I thought. I'll have to try this out somewhere closer, like my mother-in-law's house in Upland.
Yeah, Upland's definitely not as far a drive.
No. I would do it at my parents' house, but I don't like to mess with their stuff. It sounds like
technically you could do it at home too.
It sounds like it's just allowing you to get into the router remotely. Well, if the router is on my network, then I'm already in it. That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah, so the way I see that thing is set up, right? You're taking a travel router, you're going to a hotel, or you're going, right? That's the most common use place for a travel router, or at work or business or wherever. You're connecting a laptop or something to the backside of that, to the local network. And you want to then access things that you might have at home or somewhere else over tail scale. You're wanting to kind of reverse that and come in the front side of that router and access things on the local network of the router.
That's what I don't want. The only thing I want is dirty internet. Right?
I mean, you're wanting to come in through the WAN side and come and access things on the LAN side.
The way I thought it worked was it basically turns that into a VLAN right back into my network. That sound right?
It's supposed to, yeah.
What if there's multiple things plugged in there that they get there? Does my local router address those on my subnet here?
Yeah, because you can. Part of the client configuration is you tell it what subnets are accessible on the other side. So there's you have to tell it, okay, when you're trying to access 192.168.2, it can access it through that remote tail scale client.
Okay, so, all right. I don't know if I asked the question correctly. Anything that I have plugged into that travel router, what generates the IP addresses for it? Is it my router here locally in my house?
No, that router will generate its own. It will generate IPs on the LAN side of that router. The WAN side will get an IP address from your sister-in-law's router, which is then connected to the internet.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's right, Scott. It doesn't really extend the network. You're kind of setting up some routing rules that say if you're wanting to access a certain set of IPs,
Tailscale will gateway to your subnet on your radio. That's what I was going to ask. I didn't know how to ask that. The how it's natted. Is it like so? I just didn't know how it bridged. So how would be the NAT bridge between the two networks? Because it's
so the Tailscale clients. Going back to what I mentioned earlier, right? The NAT traversal, network address translation. That's what translates your internal IP to the public IP network. What will happen is those two clients will go through the Tailscale coordination server, and they'll basically say, I'm over at this public IP, here's a port number, and I'm over here at this IP, and here's my port number, and so they know how to talk to each other.
And once, in theory, once I get that node connected on the other side, the other router, I should be able to get inside that router too remotely.
Correct. Yeah. Anything on the anything you could get to from being plugged in on the LAN side of that router, you would be able to access.
We're giving people headaches. I think that's awesome. We're doing our job. I have one myself. It's not because of this. They just want to know before I start spending some money. And I don't even know if I'm putting it up there. I want to mess with it first locally. Just set up WireGuard. See, that's what I want. Can you set up WireGuard through Tailscale?
Well, Tailscale is using WireGuard. It's based on WireGuard.
Everything's complicated there, dude. That'd be cool because my in-law was like, I don't think you're going to be able to talk to it. I'm like, I'm sure will. I don't want anything messed with my router. I'm like, there's a way to do it because I know in my business, some people work remotely and they send them some sort of a router that they plug, I want to call it dirty internet from their home router in, and any equipment that they need for work plugs into that second router, and it's VLAN into the TV network.
It's creating that router's creating a secure connection back to some other point, some other router, right? And they're securely tunneling the traffic between those 2 points.
This has to do with ham radio. And they use something called Bitfire, I want to say, to send the video sources and stuff, but it's something not proprietary to what they're doing. Since last night's stream, I've replaced my Allstar Link and Echo Link still need port forwarding. Interesting. So maybe I do have to keep that up. I have VPS that's using Tailscale back to my home servers at my home house to bypass port forwarding. Oh, that's going to give me a headache. See, I'm using right now, if I want to remote in, I have two different ways. I have some open ports to my 9700, or if sometimes the local network I'm on, like at a hotel, they like blocking stuff. They block a whole range of ports that I cannot get into. I don't know why. I guess there are security reasons. So then I have to run something called Tunnelback. I don't know if you guys heard of that before. But I run Tunnelback with my Open VPN client attached to it. See, somebody knows what Bitfire is. They use high vision and all kinds of stuff to send back video. Like that's how some of these folks were doing their TV shows from their house.
That was popular during COVID.
They still do it. I think you have to have like at least that they like people having a fiber connection because the ping time's a lot better. It's better for video.
Yeah, lower latency.
But it basically like our TV trucks, they have only a 500 meg connection for all this video transport. And then they have a PLN network. I guess it's some sort of VLAN dedicated packet server that sends the stuff back. And it's basically like public internet almost.
Yeah, I've seen like 4K done at 50 megabits per second.
Probably doesn't look all that good, but yeah, you can. I mean, that's consumer grade. You're definitely, it's possible.
Well, I mean, if they're doing 4K production, they're probably using a much higher bit rate, but 500 meg.
So you guys probably look this up. They're using 2110. It's basically almost full bandwidth, and they just had dedicated server connections. I know a lot of people recently said, "Oh, how clear some of this new NBA stuff is." I don't know if you guys watch NBA. A lot of that's because of the transport system back to their studio and back to master control. Basically, when they connect the production truck to their server, everything's connected. There's no like transmission path. They have, they could just set up allocated bandwidth to send back video back and forth. And so they'll take a video source to say program, and they'll throw 16 channels of audio on that, like the surround sound and Spanish feed and director hot mic, producer hot mic, whatever. And they can do that. I think they can send like 24 video channels or something like that with 16 audio connected. I think some of the newer stuff could do 32 channel.
Yeah, I'm looking up SMTP 2110, and it says 2 to 3 gigabits per second for HD video, depending on overhead, lossless compression, and other assets. So,
and there's almost no latency.
Yeah, you definitely want fiber for that.
They're like literally, we have intercom that's going on that system, and it's on there's no latency. It's less than what we have here on this Sonobus. It's amazing because it's like connected directly to it. The only latency is the physics of the distance. It's not the compression anymore because it's not compressed the same way. And I don't understand that part of it.
Well, I mean, it's you're traveling the speed of light. So anything over distance, you're going to introduce some level of latency.
Correct,
unless
but
it's extremely local.
I guess what I was saying was what was causing a lot of latency before and transmission as far as digital video and HD video and 4K video was the process of compressing the entire signal, encoding it, then transporting it, then decoding it, and then uncompressing it. And that's a process. Sometimes it would take up to almost 3 seconds. Now it's less than 15 frames.
That's incredible.
Yeah. And every day they get right now, the only thing that's because it's all the processing speed, and you always hear about those NVIDIA chips. It's all these new chips that are coming out that's making the process so much faster. You don't need to do that anymore. Icons are built into the remote server LAN connection. You need anything other than the plug-in? Well, I have to have software on my computer, yeah. But you don't have to have any software next to the radio.
Yeah, you don't have to hook it up USB anymore.
No, there's a LAN connection on it now. I think that's what he's saying, actually. What's up there? Whiskey 5, Charlie, Papa, Uniform. Nice to see you in there. Good evening. We're talking network stuff. Yeah, but a lot of the new... It's almost a little scary because we have production trucks now that everybody does not need to be in there anymore. The biggest problem with our production was latency. The people would be moving their tape machine wheels, and it was like half a second, 2 seconds to, when their movement was. So they couldn't get edit points and all kinds of stuff. And now with this, whatever, it's 2110 stuff, there's the latency is more than cut in half. By 75% of it's gone. It's amazing.
That is pretty cool.
In the way that a network I work for, I just worked for last week, I don't want to say, they do a show is they have a production truck roll up. There's no audio guy. There's a video person and camera folks and 2 outside the truck audio people. That's what I do, A2. Tech manager, a couple utilities that run cable, and that's it. I plug in. There's a big giant box inside the production truck that has a Dante server connected to it. And I plug the Dante gear on the other side on the court. That's all digital. Everything goes back digital. And at the other end of this, inside the box, inside the truck, they convert some of the Dante in and out into embedded feeds on what I just mentioned before about the video. They send all the mics individually, like play-by-play mic, color microphone, color talk, or the talk back, whatever. All gets sent down, the net mics, all it gets sent down individually, and it stays in time with the video, gets decoded on the other end in the production studio. And then they control the Dante network remotely. I mean, just like anything else, they can remote into it. And they create all like a local mix. They have a mixer inside the truck that doesn't have a surface to it. The surface is in the studio, wherever it's at. This particular case, they're in Century City, and they basically remote into the TV truck that just has mic pre's, and they adjust all that stuff remotely. So there's no, everything just gets passed through. And with fiber optics, there's no dealing with satellite feeds. Their satellites are so archaic right now for us.
Oh yeah. When you said that the truck pulls up and there's nobody there, I was like, wait, did Uncle Elon get a hold of these? Is he just rolling them up like robo-taxis and it docks itself? And
well, that's coming next.
Right?
Well, they don't use them for backhauls anymore. A lot of it because of security reasons. People are hacking it. I'd say 99.9% of the sports I work is on fiber optics. It gets eventually uplinked, yes, because that still needs to be done. But as far as what we used to call backhaul, we backhaul back to the master control or studio, whatever. At best, maybe for a backup, or we're in a place like Hawaii or something like that doesn't have the infrastructure to send video. We'll send it back on a bird, but no.
That's expensive.
It's very expensive. I mean, I have fiber at my house. I mean, I could send exactly what the TV truck's sending. Those were fun. I had a free-to-air satellite dish. I used to watch all kinds of good stuff on that. And I had some ways of getting some open keys. Yeah, but things have changed. And that's the other thing. Well, what I'm doing here with this stream is I got, Nate kind of figured out a little bit what I'm doing here. And Sean also, I'm sending all these different audio feeds back and forth through one computer. That's what I'm doing on a bigger scale at work. I don't know. I think Nate, you know how to do the IFB thing. Nate can talk to me in my ear through another audio feed, through another circuit that nobody else would hear. And I could talk to him. And nobody can hear me talk to Nate and Sean that's in Sonobus. That's right here. See, he just talked to me in my ear. He's like, yep, I know how to do it. A lot of it's like Seth last night. I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. And I was like, trying to keep him going last night. But, yeah, so that's the way it is. And basically, as far as audio and IP stuff, it's very similar. It's just signals getting sent back and forth. And they have numbers to them. Like these have channels. And if you see on Sonobus, they all have channels. These are addresses. right here. These are output addresses. Now I did something very smart for me so I can remember where stuff is. I'm sending stuff to Sonobus on analog 9 and 8. So that's my input, and this is my output channels to Sonobus. So that's where a lot of IP and audio kind of collide. They spelled. I think this is the English version. It's like center. I don't know if Terry's still in here. CENTRE. And we spell it ER at the end. Yeah, I don't. You probably spelled that correctly. See, I was just gonna say that. The English language sucks. That's more French though. I'm surprised they spell it that way down there. And Scott there is having fun playing with his cellular networks. That's another cool thing I've brought up before. You can switch cellular networks like literally within 30 seconds. That's just scary with all this bandwidth in the air floating around. But yeah, we'll figure out the travel router thing. I mean, that's like down the line, but I'm going to get the travel router and throw all the stuff in there and get the Pi going, Raspberry Pi going, and test it out. I might get 2 of those routers, one for me at work, just for some security reasons.
Yeah, it would encrypt the traffic right there, leaving that travel router.
And I don't do anything nefarious, but I'm more worried about if I want to do banking, I want to be able to do it in a secure place. I won't do my banking in a remote and like when I'm on a public Wi-Fi at work.
You shouldn't.
No. Cam. But see, that makes sense. The way tires is spelled there, it actually makes a little more sense. Nice colors. It's hard to see.
Now, just to get everyone to switch to metric too.
Oh, dude. I'm there. I already got Haley asking me, why is this like this? And why is that like that? I'm like, I don't know why they did it like that. I think she was talking about stuff freezing. I'm like, it's 32, whatever. What? Why isn't it 0? I agree with you. You know what, Colin? You're not wrong. Oh, Sean's out. He tired. He doesn't want to talk about network stuff.
Later, Sean.
The band sucked today, so it's kind of hard to play radio. That's a good question. Why do they call it ham? Who is that calling me? Matt in Austin, Texas. Good barbecue there. Don't forget to hit that like button, folks. I know only 38 people watching. This feels like Sunday tonight. And I don't have another day off till, let me see. So it's 26 today. My next day off is January the 6th. January 6th. So what's that neutral for 32 is neutral to binary code too? Is that what that is? If I'm correct, does that sound right? I remember I had to learn binary code in high school and I had to use it once at work. I was like, I'm actually using this?
All right. So I looked up why it's ham radio. And it was a label used by professional radio operators in the late 19th and early 20th centuries to describe inexperienced or unskilled individuals in the field.
Isn't it amateur though?
That's why it's amateur.
That's what I'll be discussing on my new channel. That sort of stuff. Terry, I'm getting into Canada. I don't know if you're still here. think that's Canada. No, it's New York. Not even New York.
Professional operators used ham to mock amateur enthusiasts who were perceived as unskilled or disruptive.
We're still disruptive. One second.
That was abrupt. Where did Greg go? Only wrong answers. Colin, you don't know how many computers I cleaned that stupid Bonsai Buddy off of. Well, it was Bonsai Buddy was easy to recognize. That stupid purple monkey.
It's cold in here for California. I don't know what that noise was. I wish I went to Disneyland last week. This is probably where I got my cold from. You know what? Let's see if 80's open now. Could use Delaware on 80 meters. Help me out, folks. Anybody in Delaware? Ooh, getting some signals there. Delaware. Yeah. Is that how you spell it? I know I have this guy. No, I don't have him.
Kind of like Maryland.
Were you around that night, that day?
I was.
I didn't know what to think on that. Did I handle myself okay with that? I was confused.
I think we all were.
It can get a little confusing at times. Sometimes I don't know what to say. Since I've been a ham for 2 months, HF 2 days, how often? Amazing. So, you know, there's a lot of different factors in that question.
Say ask 100 hams and get 100 answers.
Here's a couple things to remember. If people look on the maximum usable frequency and go, oh, the band doesn't look that good, I'm not going to get on the radio. That can cause a lot of people not to get on the radio. And I'm going to give you an example of this. There's one time we got zapped, and I used the term zap with a solar storm. And I'm like, I only have one day to do a POTA. I'm going to go do this POTA anyways. And everybody's like, you got to do the POTA. I don't know where Joe is. I haven't seen him in here lately. Joe, one of the guys from Texas, Kilo India 5 Whiskey Tango. Look him up. Good dude. Anyways, he's like, no, just go. I'm like, you know what? I got to go. So I went, and I had one of my best days ever doing a POTA. I had no problems making contacts. A lot of people came across from watching my stream, but people saw that I was on the air from spotting, and it was good. So I think that has a little bit to do with it, the psychological part of it, going, oh, it says the band shouldn't work. Now, sometimes it says the band's good and it's not, and people are trying to get on the air. Sometimes the band's just bad. Like just the last couple weeks, it's been horrible. Last year during this time, 20 meters at night was amazing. I think I made some Russian contacts. I made some European contacts at night. And then like 10 meters in September for me was just crazy in the morning for me. I made 5-6 European contacts, different DXCCs in less than 10 minutes. Colin's very angry down there. So it's kind of a hard question to ask. How many watts are you doing on that? I have a ATOS. I like it. It's good for just pulling up. I don't know. I have an electric car. I don't mess with no more motor oil. I don't know what that is. I don't have to worry about oil changes anymore. There was rumors saying you have to change the oil in the Tesla motors. That is not correct.
False.
You can go like 200,000 miles. The motor will go out before you need to change the oil in it. And John's seen my car. John, you said that perfectly. This guy isn't calling me back on 80. Let's try calling this guy.
Predicting propagation, if you were a weatherman, would be you'd probably be wrong 90% of the time or better.
Yep. It's like the weather guy said it's supposed to rain here all day yesterday, and it rained for like 2 minutes. And he said it wasn't supposed to rain that much today, and it rained all day. So hopefully it just doesn't rain tomorrow because I'm working outside. I'm seeing Nevada in there, John. I don't know if you could do 80. You know what though? But I've seen people tune a fence and make contacts with a metal corrugated fence. So
Watch
it's not
Mike's video where he tunes up shopping cart corrals at Walmart and chain link fences and
you talking about MRD?
carports. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not all about the antenna. Yeah. That's the one thing about Back to the Future they got wrong. Remember when the doctor gets out of the car and they're like, oh, wait a minute. The rain's going to stop in 5 seconds. And then Marty's like, huh? And then 5 seconds later it stops. And they talk about how the weather is more easier to predict. It's gotten better. But, you know, a lot of things just change in the atmosphere. I have an InFed 42.6. I don't think I like. What did you make it yourself, or is it a store-bought or commercial grade? Yeah, so I'm looking for a couple things. I'm sorry, Nate, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say on that off-center fed, it could be many things. Could be the environment, things around it. Could be the height at which it's deployed. There's a bunch of variables there.
And I'm looking for counties, and I just need a couple more state. I need one more state on 80 meters. So that's why you see me clicking away. So the way I have this set up is I have not made contacts in these counties on this band, but I might have not made it in another band. So that's why I'm kind of looking. So I've already made contact with this guy in a couple different bands. I don't really need his contact, but I still probably get it. It's a small car. Palomar Bolt. Yeah, I think I have one of those. Those do pretty good. They're a little bit on the noisy side. You know what? Mine's not off-center fed, though. Mine's end fed. Not having much luck on 80 meters. I don't really need these contacts, but see, this guy's would be a new contact. I don't have them at all. I don't even know if I have this county. Looks familiar. Stark County, Ohio. Cleveland, the mistake by the lake. Hopefully nobody's from Cleveland in here. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Do what works for you. A lot of people are like, oh, you got to put up a tower. Well, a tower does not going to work for my situation here where I live right now. Oh, God, Colin. You only missed out center. The center of the street. What about North Carolina? And I'll show you here in a second what I'm doing. So I got this guy. Oh, he's got his kitty here. I wonder if Scott's still in here. So let's go here. Oop. I'm trying to get counties. My goal, my goal at the beginning of the year was to get 2,000 counties. Not in a year, but just get it. Right now I'm at like 1972, I think. You grew up from the mistake across the lake? 1972. Yeah, so I still need some. Like Maine, I need one more county. Vermont, I need 2 counties. So I'm pretty close on New York. Where I'm really close is Washington, Oregon, and California. I'm 6 away now in California. 5 away in Nevada. That might be hard because no one lives there. Scott, did you see his cat? You see the guy's cat? Let me show you. And then I wanted to get 1,000 on voice, but I've not had time to do a lot of voice this year, which I thought I would. I used to go to Cleveland a lot. And I always don't, and I think I'm from Michigan. I don't always talk nice about Michigan, but man, I did not have good times in Detroit. And I feel bad because the people there are super nice. You're almost there. He might still be here. There we go. There's his cat. Guess some COVID's floating around, huh? Yeah, but like I said, I feel bad for Detroit because I mean that was like a hub of our country. That was like California was in the 50s and 40s. With all the cars and stuff. That's where they made everything. They made everything between Pennsylvania and Michigan. That's where everything was made in the country pretty much. And that all changed in the early 80s. I feel bad, but I had some sketchy times in Detroit. Spent a lot of time in Detroit back in the day. Stay at the MGM in downtown. Not a fan of that. You can have my Savannah. My Savannah hates me. Savannah cat, that is. Which mode is PSK? I don't know. Maybe someone can answer that one. Detroit has changed a lot over the years. It was pretty much rough in the 70s and 80s. It's pretty good there, Mr. Colin. Wonder what my DXCC is up to. I got to be in the high 8s. 800s. Maybe 830. Reason why I'm not showing this yet is because I have to sign in. These are real awards. 870 almost, 869. That's not bad. My goal was to get 800 at the beginning of the year. So my goal for next year is to get 900. The reason why I'm lowering my goal maybe shortchanging myself is, number one, I want to make it. Number two, it's harder to get DXCC as time goes on because I've gotten so many of them. Where I really need to get them, if I get like 70 voice contacts, which is possible for DXCC, I'm right there for getting my 1,000. I just need a few more. I don't know who's texting me there. We lost Nate. He's having some computer problems, and I'm losing my voice. All right, you have a good night, too. Thanks for being in here, dude. I think I'm actually going to end it. I got to work tomorrow. My throat's starting to go away. But I appreciate you folks being in here tonight. I have to work, like I said, basically the next 9 days. I think it's 9 days. My next day off is January 6th. So I don't know, do the math, 10 days. But I'm gonna come on New Year's Eve because I'm off that night. So it won't be a New Year's Eve show. I'm not a New Year's guy. I'm not gonna be drinking. It's a school night for me. I have to work. And I'm going to go back to 4. You know what? I'm going to go back to 160. I'm still going to play a little FT8 here before I go to sleep. But I appreciate you folks getting in there. I hope you guys had a nice Christmas holiday, and then looking forward to coming up New Year's. If you're in a New Year's. So yeah, I can go here. You can see where people saw me on FT8. You can also see the propagation there. Oops. So, yeah, I'm not a big New Year's guy, and my head feels like it's going to explode right now. But you guys all take care. Dustin, nice to see you in there. If you guys are New Year's folks, Happy New Year's. It will be the new year by the time I see Colin in the chat. And if I have time, I'm going to try to make some voice contacts. Have I made contact with this guy? I have not. I might come on in the morning one of the days, maybe on New Year. So, but anyways, you take care. Enjoy the what do you call it? What was I gonna say? The Weather Channel. We got plans, but definitely. I'll go pet Milo right now for you. I don't know if you're home or not, but enjoy the weather. Take care, everybody. And thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate it.
Bye.